What is up, Hammerheads? Welcome back to the Forge. Today we're going to have a discussion about making your tools versus buying tools. Stay tuned. Alright guys, before we get started on the video, I want to do a quick shout out to my affiliates and my sponsors of the channel. Check out the links in the description. Also, check out the Knife Shop and Survival Outpost. They do not have a website because they want you to come in and actually visit with them. So, check out all those things, guys. When you support my sponsors and my affiliates, you support me. Thank you, guys. Alright, guys, so let's talk about this concept or this conversation of buying your hand tools versus making your hand tools. Now, I'm a big advocate of about 50-50. About 50% of the time I'll make something, and about 50% of the time I'll buy something. And I'm really going to tell you my reasoning why on that. I've been doing this now, working on this video now for 2 days, and probably about 30 takes trying to figure out how to say this right to not hurt anybody's feelings or to get somebody upset. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say, and that's what it's going to be because this is how I feel. Now, you might feel the same way or you might call me completely wrong. We all have our own opinion. But it's something I want you to slow down and think about. So, why am I talking about making tools versus buying tools? There's going to be some purists say you need to make everything. There's going to be some people like me that says it doesn't matter as long as you can get the best quality you can get. And really, that's truly it. I'll use these tongs, for example. This will be my first point on this. So these tongs, I can't remember how long exactly they took me to make because I did a video on them. And in the video, one side of it took me, I think, at least 30 minutes, but that's moving the camera and everything. But let's say, for just giggles, that it took me 2 hours to make these. So, 2 hours to forge out these tongs in my shop time is $40 an hour. It cost me 80 bucks to make these tongs, not counting material that I used. So let's go ahead and kick it up to about another $85 to $90 on material. So I am now invested in this $40 pair of tongs, and we'll just, because I've seen them online, for about 40 bucks. This $40 pair of tongs has now cost me $85. Now, I'll hear people say, they're a better quality tong. Not necessarily. Because these are $29 pair of tongs, and they're a beast. So, not necessarily you're getting a better quality by hand forging it. Now, I know some guys that can knock out a pair of tongs in 45 minutes, okay? I'm slow at making tongs, but I'm just using this for an example. But it could be anything. It could be punches and chisels. You're going to use a piece of 5160 spring steel or a piece of tool steel to make something that's not going to make you money if you sold it. You have too much invested in it. So, is it more cost worthy, if you're able to purchase the item instead of forging it? You're not out the material and you're not out the time. So those are two things that I look at whenever I'm deciding to buy something. Is how much is it going to cost me to make versus how much is it going to cost me to buy. And a lot of people don't factor their time in as money because they don't value their time very highly. So I value my time really high. So I don't want to waste it on something that I could purchase very quickly. Now, there's a flip side to this, okay? This shop was set up and I am a poor person. So a lot of stuff I do is on a budget. Poor financially, not in anything else. But I'm a poor person financially in a sense. I don't have, thousands of dollars every month that I can just drop on different tools. So I do have to bite the bullet a lot of times and make the tool because I'm not financially set just to go purchase everything. And that's fine. But the only reason why I'm really doing this video, guys, is I want you to slow down and think sometimes, how much is this going to cost me to make? And how much money will I make off of it to recoup what I lost? because I want you to always be thinking about it, especially if you're building this into a business, whether it be part-time or full-time. No matter what you're doing, how much does it cost me to invest time in something that is not going to benefit me financially if I sold it? So think on that for a little bit, guys, because even though, again, there's tools that I have to make, there's tongs that I have to make, even though I hate making tongs, and they take me longer. Sometimes you still have to make it because you're not financially there yet to be able to just go purchase it. So understand there's no right or wrong answer for that one. But think about how much it's going to cost you to make it still. So you either get faster at making it, or you can save up to purchase what you need a little bit later down the road. The second thing is that I want to talk on is skill level. So what's your skill level? So when you first start smithing and start forging, you don't have the skill level right off the bat to make certain tools. So you are going to need to purchase certain tools. So if you're, first thing that I teach how to do is how to forge a hook. Well, to put the hole where the nail goes is you need to be able to put the hole in there with something. So you either got to buy a drill and drill bits, or you're going to have to buy some punches and chisels. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I will buy some cheap punches and chisels in a heartbeat and consider them disposable items, especially if I'm needing to punch through something a little thicker and I don't want to distort the metal too bad. So if I'm wanting to punch through a 1/2-inch piece of steel, square bar, a homemade punch a lot of times is not perfect unless you have a mill to be able to mill it down. So there's going to be the distortion in the hole. So if I'm trying to punch a hole that I don't want all that distortion in, I'm going to buy a punch that will do that. Now, I am going to take a concept from a guy named Dave Canterbury. He's a survivalist. He has a YouTube channel. He's been on TV. I look up to him in a sense. He has a lot of stuff that he's done and where he's come from. And a huge fan of his channel and of the shows he's been on. But he has a concept that he taught years ago of common man and common sense. Common man is purchase what I can get. Common sense is get the best that you can get at the time and then save up to get better. And that's something you need to think about in your tools, whether you're buying or whether you're making. You're going to get better in making stuff. But if you're going to buy a tool, like this was my first hammer, and it was on clearance at Harbor Freight, and I think I have like $10 in it. Well, as I grew in blacksmithing and as I was able to purchase my Peddinghaus hammer, and it's a better quality hammer. So as I was able to purchase something that was better quality. But at the time when I first started blacksmithing, I had to get what I could get and make it work for me. And it's like that in anything that you're doing, guys. As you increase and as you're able to invest more back into your business, you're able to get better things. So the concept or the argument of should I make all my tools or should I buy my tools, I personally believe that you should be 50-50. I'll either buy it or I can make it. Don't be so dead set on one or the other, because you either are going to miss out on something or you're going to put yourself in a financial bind. So, and I know this is kind of me rambling for a minute, guys, but it's something that I felt like I should talk about for a second on saying, when you're making something, look at how much it's going to cost you to make it. If you're financially able to purchase it, which is better? Purchasing it or forging it out. Also, based on your skill level, is it better in the beginning to waste a bunch of metal trying to learn how to make it, or purchase one and then grow your skill level? So guys, that's the video. I hope it made some kind of sense. And I will see you on the next one. God bless. Keep hammering.